Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is October 26th, 2025. We are looking at Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 11. Proverbs 26 verse 11 says, as a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. As I was looking at that verse this morning, the analogy of I love it when my brain goes blank. Have you ever had that happen to you? Where you have a thought, you know what you're going to say, and then all of a sudden it's gone. I know it in the back of my head. I can't get the words to come out of my mouth. Have you ever had that experience? Sometimes it's because you're not supposed to talk about it. You're supposed to talk about something else. But I think this morning it's just a glitch. So the reality is, in recovery, we often talk about the fact that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result, right? And one of the things I talk about often when we talk about that idea of insanity and doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is sanity is not just doing everything completely different. Sanity is doing the same things over again because of the right things to do. As I was reading this verse this morning, as a dog returns to its vomit, so fools repeat his foolishness. And I started to think about, why do dogs return to their vomit? Well, first of all, why do they vomit? Sometimes they vomit because, well, they ate something they shouldn't, and it got hung up, and it had to come out. Of course, if they go back and eat it again, it's going to cause the same problem because the same thing was there, right? But other times they throw up, they vomit because they were in too much of a hurry. I used to have a dog that, for whatever reason, believed that he had to eat all his food now. I mean, if there was food in the dish, it had to be consumed, all of it, right now. There couldn't be any delay. And inevitably, if he ate that fast, he threw up. Well, if he didn't, I wouldn't give him more. He needed to learn. And so he would throw it up and then realize I ate too fast, go back and eat it again, and not have a problem with it. I know it's gross, right? I understand that. But sometimes there are lessons to be learned in these things. And it comes down to the fact that as a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Not recognizing the reason why, and slowing down. Making the corrections that are necessary. See, in recovery, sanity is actually doing the right things, the same things over and over again, because they're the right things to do, but doing them in the right way at the right time. Like, for example, you could come home from work every single day, and that's the right thing to do. Especially if you have a wife at home and you walk in the door and, honey, I'm home, I love you, right? Now, if you walked in the door and said, Honey, I'm home. I love you. And you've been out drinking all night. It's not going to be the same as walking in the door right after work and saying, honey, I'm home. I love you. What can we do together tonight? See, you were doing the same thing in both situations, but one was insanity and the other was completely sane. Solomon is telling us, as a dog returns to his vomit, so a fool repeats his foolishness. He's saying, pay attention to why you threw up in the first place. Don't do that. Get that part fixed. So how are you puking on your life? Get that resolved. It's not about doing something different. It's about doing it right. Insanity is doing it the same way over and over again, expecting a different result because, well, what I'm doing is right. I'm coming home every day and I'm telling my wife I'm home and I love her. But you're expecting a different result because you're showing up drunk. Whereas if you showed up and you walked in the door on time and you said, honey, I'm home and I love you, what can we do together? What can I do for you? How can we interact? Let's go to church. Whatever the circumstance might be, that's a completely different outcome, isn't it? Just something to think about. By the way, it is Sunday, the 26th, and you need, yes you do, to be in a congregation of other believers, people who understand the process of sanctification, in other words, people who understand what real recovery looks like. And get around them and let them encourage you as you encourage them and build each other up. Get to church today. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.